The one thing I will never tell a girl here at the Golden Banana to do is put a shirt on, okay? But tonight, I'm inviting people to put it on a shirt. I've held this up on street corners. I've walked into bars on karaoke night. This is the place I think this is going to actually move it. Your host has a t-shirt. You can represent me at your job. Like you said, when you go to a funeral, you have to dress classy. And the best way to dress classy is to dress McKlasky. Am I right?
You are.
Raven, can you hold the other side of that men's XXL t-shirt? In case you're not dyslexic, it says, "Who the hell's McKlasky?" Me. I'm McKlasky. And you could be McKlasky if you want to spend... What do you think we're charging for this, Raven? What do you think a t-shirt like this would cost?
$100.
We hear $100 for the man in the front row. Guess what? It's $115. It's $115. You got to go to the ATM, and they're like, "Oh, we don't give out fives." And then they're like, "All right, I'll take out 110." And then I'm standing there, and I'm like, "It's 115," and you're like, "Just keep the extra 10." So technically, it's 115.
That's perfect logic.
Raven gets a free one. Unfortunately, it's a men's XXL. I don't know, you can use it as like a pillowcase or something. But that's not the only one we have.
What else we got?
So I'm Tim McKlasky, but the overall umbrella corporation that we hide our taxes underneath is called, well, let's not give away the thing. It's a comedy organization, okay? It's the best in the city. Don't listen to these award shows that are promoted by the same people winning the awards. Listen to me. I seem like a reputable person drinking whiskey at a strip club on a Tuesday night. Here's the real winner in Boston comedy, okay? You think of Boston, nationally you think of three things. Racism, but then you think of sports championships and comedy. And the name in comedy is Boston Comedy Junior Varsity. We are Boston Comedy Junior Varsity, all right? We're not those guys running laps in the off season trying to get our abs together and win a championship. We're the cool kids that at sophomore year we're doing drugs. We're cutting school and we're finger banging prom queens, okay? That's what we're doing. We're Junior Varsity.
Wait, you got to finger bang a prom queen?
Yeah, and that was before the prom queen could be fluid in gender. It was a girl.
Listen.
I'm terrible at fingering, too. It was such a bad experience. I didn't know what I was doing. It was like I was trying to get tape off of my hand. I was just like... Yeah, I don't know what I was doing. I was like back and forth like this. And she was way taller than me, so she had to stand up for me to do it. And she was like standing up, and I was doing it, and she hit her head on the ceiling fan. It looked like a giraffe was getting eaten by a helicopter. It was sad. I heard the Apocalypse Now music. She's alive, but her face is all fucked up now. Ceiling fan was fine, though. I would have had to pay a deposit, so there was one silver lining.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Were there any blood on the walls or anything?
Blood everywhere. It looked like a Dexter promo. It was a fucking mess in there. Are you familiar with blood spatter technology?
I am a little bit.
I don't know if that turns you on, but I'm not going to admit if it does to me. Raven, I said before, this isn't our first rodeo. This is our third episode, right?
Yes, it is.
This is a thing now. The Golden Banana. I'm like the Six Flags guy for the Golden Banana, except for I look older than that guy. We have fans, all right? We have all kinds of fans. We got fans that are over there throwing dollar bills at beautiful women. We have fans that are going to elementary school. This is real. We have elementary school kids watch the last couple of episodes of this, and they drew fan art, and their teachers were kind enough to send it to us. Some of them dropped it off. They were like, "Hey, you mind if we hang out for a little while? Some of the kids drew these." And I gotta tell you, 90% of the fan art that we get is all of Raven. That's all the kids draw, and it's boobs and smiles and eyes, and we don't want to embarrass Raven. She's a humble girl, so we only picked a couple of the Raven ones, but this is one of my favorite ones. Raven, show off that. What do you think of that? Are you happy with that?
That is actually so cool.
That's I believe you're familiar with the character, right?
I mean, I hope so.
Is that the iteration you're familiar with, or is that the more 1950s version?
I mean, I watched this one too.
Watched it. When I was your age, we didn't have anything to watch. We had to read that shit, and I couldn't read. But I could look at the pictures, and you telling me I'm not going to look at this picture? Look at that. She's the mistress of the night, Raven. I thought that was really good. There's some... Say thank you to the elementary school kid that drew that.
Thank you. It looks beautiful.
It's 8:16. He's probably still awake,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Tuesday night. That's not...
I mean, it is a kindergarten kid.
If he's cool, he's awake. If he's not, well, fuck him, right? Fuck him. Fuck that dumb kid.
And let's welcome back in Monica to the stage, please.
Oh, okay, we had the Phantom of the Golden Banana on. There's a guy that lives in the basement. He plays the organ and he stares at the girls while they get changed. And he's the Phantom of the Golden Banana. I don't remember seeing a chandelier. Do you remember? Is there a chandelier here?
Nothing I know of.
You know what's weird is I do remember seeing him on a chandelier, but I don't remember there being a chandelier here. I guess that doesn't make sense. But look at this. An elementary school kid drew that. And I mean, some of these elementary school kids are almost 18 years old. They're from Lynn, Mass. So they've been in that system for a long time. They just keep, the same kid was the senior class president 6 years in a row. They got to get somebody in there. We need like a tough fights principal or something. This one made me feel like maybe we kind of push. There are children watching this. Obviously, they wheel in a TV during homeroom and they watch a rebroadcast of this. How many shots do you think we did last week?
Too many.
Yeah, you were hurting for a couple of days, right?
Yeah.
I was out for 4 days straight. I was texting Raven, hey, can you get me a pack of cigarettes and a Gatorade? And she was texting me the same thing at the same time. And we just ended up Uber Eating things. But we drank so many shots because the Chris here kept bringing them over. Somebody drew, that is like a photo accurate version of the night right there. Look at that. I can't even identify some of those bottles. Like those, one of them looked like a genie would come out of it, not tequila.
Yes.
And we got sick probably because we tried everything at the same time. You're not supposed to mix, right? We also, we played Mammary, and the loser of Mammary had to eat baby shit out of a diaper.
I remember that. I was the loser.
We read somewhere that baby shit isn't toxic, and that was enough for us. And because I'm not going to let Raven eat that alone, I took a good 3 or 4 bites out of that. And then she caught me eating it after when it wasn't even required. But they kind of captured my essence right there. Look at that. That looks like if I was on a box of cereal, doesn't it?
Yes.
Give it to Timmy. He'll eat anything. It wasn't even baby shit. It was actually just pudding. And I crumbled up a payday in it to trick Raven, which I thought was very funny. And I said to Raven before, I was like, you're not allergic to peanuts, right? She's like, no, I'm not allergic to peanuts. And then we were eating it, and she's like, oh, what's this crunchy shit in it? And I'm like, oh, I put a payday candy bar in there so it'd be nutty. She's like, I'm allergic to caramel. Yeah. And we had to give her an EpiPen and rush her to Mass General. She was in intensive care for 3 hours. And then after that, we all just hung out with the doctors. And one of my doctors is actually going to be here tonight. I have a couple doctors coming tonight. It's going to be fun.
We get to relive memories.
Yes, yeah, remember? Oh my God, we made friendship bracelets in the ICU, and she made this beautiful thing. She was using her human hair and those little bracelets they give you when they check you in. I still have mine. Oh, this was great. We had a local artist on, and we gave him clay. His usual medium is marker, magic marker. We gave him a big brick of clay, and we said, we want you to build us a rocket ship. We want a big red rocket ship. And I believe I have the rocket. We gave him a good hour and a half and as much Play-Doh as you could imagine. And when we said we wanted a NASA rocket ship, we want Elon Musk, this is what he created. Does that look like a rocket ship to you? That thing ain't going to the moon. That thing's going in Uranus. That's where that thing's going, okay? Is that a good thing? A bad thing? You gotta find the right curve for the right girl. That thing's dehydrated like a money. Anyway, Olivia, an 11-year-old girl from Lynn Elementary, she drew that rocket ship taking off from Cape Canaveral in Florida. And I think that's dead on.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Who wants to ride on that red rocket? Now, this one, the kid didn't write the name of the... Like, that one was called Cape Canaveral. This one just says size chart. And it must have to do with us being at the Golden Banana. I have no idea. This is called size chart. What banana are you? One of the bananas looks a little, like, self-conscious, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And one of them looks oddly confident.
And then the little one's just like,
Yeah, that little one's like, I'm going in the butt. These guys are arguing over size. I get to go in the butt.
Either way, the little one doesn't lose.
Look at how adorable. I want that. That's an adorable little bun. What is that? A banana? That's a banana.
Banana.
It's a banana. What is that exactly? Fucking signs everywhere that say the word. I probably should watch my language, but these kids, they're gonna grow up quick. They're from Lynn.
They knew them before we did.
Yeah, they get a fake ID with their school lunch every day. Lord Sharpie, the local artist that we were just talking about. This is him. I have never seen the strippers tip the guys here. This guy, the girls were throwing money at him. You ever hear the expression, the pen is mightier than the sword?
Yeah.
Well, that guy's never had a magic marker before. Look at this. That's fucking crazy. I think that's it. I think that's all the things that the kids did. Oh, they did chip in, and they got a present for you, Raven.
For me?
They got you a present. I don't know how they got it, okay? I actually took part of it. They sent you 3 nips of whiskey, which I might have drank, but they also sent you a bunch of scratch tickets.
Okay.
But they said they wanted you to do it in a specific way. Are you willing to comply with these kids?
Yeah, why not?
It's like a Make-A-Wish thing. Like, you're helping them out. Okay, so
Can't say no to children.
Okay. These are the scratch tickets, and they asked that you scratch them by rubbing them friction burn over a plunger. I don't know the physics, but I'm here. I have a plunger, and I have a scratch ticket. Can you give these kids the dream that they've always wished of? We might start a fire, ladies and gentlemen. You should be careful, okay? We're like recreating the scene from Castaway. I'm Tom Hanks right now. I'm Tom Hanks, and I'm with Wilson, and we're gonna make fire. Fire!
It's not even working.
Oh, wait a second. Raven. Yeah, let me give it a shot. Let me give it a shot. Let me show you how a man does it, alright? Wait, I gotta line it up like I'm a field goal kicker. I gotta take, because out of here, I gotta take like 2 steps back, 1 over the right, and I'm like the Wicked Witch of the West. Oh, look, it worked!
Oh.
Wait, let's see.
It actually...
It kind of did actually work.
You just wanted an excuse to do that again.
I wanted to do it lefty to show off. Look at that. Did you notice that? I'm all left-handed here. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ambidextrous. I could be in the Navy. I can't read. This is where the part of the show where I can't read. I just ruined the kids are like, we want to see Raven. Do you want to try another one? Let's try another one. Actually, let's actually scratch a scratch ticket, see if we're lucky.
Okay.
Can you scratch with a key?
Yeah.
When I gave her the key, her eyes lit up. I don't know what that means.
I like pointy things.
Today's episode brought to you by the Massachusetts Lottery. You could be a winner. Do you know the Massachusetts Lottery is mostly funded, the winnings go towards education money, like the school system. And the school system doesn't teach kids math. Because if they knew the probability of them winning the lottery, they wouldn't buy scratch tickets. It's a cycle. Raven, you get carded trying to buy a scratch ticket?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. You get carded trying to buy a Capri Sun?
So there's a guy that works at the corner store by my house, and I walked in to get a scratch ticket, and he looked at me, and was like, just straight up, no. He's like, no, you can't have one. I'm like, but I'm old enough. And he goes, prove it. It's like, you could have just said, can I see an ID?
Yeah, that's a creepy way. Prove it means like, what? Like I tell you, what, high school I go? What does that even mean?
Right?
Like, do you have a lower thigh tattoo? That would prove it. That sure would prove it. That sure would prove it. Yeah, that mass ID, you could fake that, but, you know, a Hello Kitty tattoo right above your, you know,